Hello, it's Spyro4 here. Today I'm going to be quickly comparing the Viper V3 Pro against the GPX Superlight 2, and let's get right into it. First, comparing the weight, the Viper V3 Pro weighs less than the GPX, only weighs 54 grams, while the GPX weighs 60, around 6 grams difference. Now we move on to the coating. The Viper V3 Pro, again, it wins by miles against the GPX Superlight 2 coating. To be honest, it's not that bad, but it leaves a lot of yellowing on the shell. Next thing is the skates. A lot of people would say that the Viper V3 Pro has better default skates because they're more thicker and better quality than the GPX. Now let's move to the main clicks. The main clicks on the Viper V3 Pro aren't bad at all. We finally have to give a point to the GPX now. It's 3-1. The main clicks on the GPX2 are way better in my opinion and crispier, and they feel really good. In my opinion, the GPX2 clicks are a little bit lighter than the Viper V. My Viper clicks are a little bit stiff. I don't know why people overhype these clicks. I think these clicks are a little stiffer than the GPX. And before I move on, let me give you a quick sound test. And now moving on to the side clicks. The side clicks of the Viper V3 Pro, in my opinion, are way better than the GPX. Logitech releases are all bad with these side clicks. They never fix them. They're still mushy. Even in 2024 with their latest DeX release, you can find like $40 mice that have way better side clicks than the GPX, let's be honest. So we give another 4th point to the Viper against 1 point to the Logitech. Now moving on to the scroll wheel and the clicks of the scroll wheel. This is easy to choose. I would go with the Viper V3 Pro. First, because the scroll wheel on the GPX are too loose and not very precise, and second, because the clicks or the press on the GPX is so heavy and it doesn't even have a sound. It sounds very sluggish, and sometimes you can't even tell if you clicked it or not, and it's hard to press. The Viper V3 Pro scroll wheel has some cool notches, and you can specify exactly how many scrolls you've done, with the click being in between light and stiff in a very good balance, which is actually my favorite because I edit in Fortnite using the scroll wheel click. So let's give another point to the Viper. Now it's 5 versus 1. Moving on to the battery life. I've been too harsh against the Logitech. I really love this mouse, but yeah, we're finally giving it a second point against the 5 points of the Viper V3 Pro. The battery life on the GPX is a little bit or slightly better. It actually stays longer than the Viper V3 Pro. I don't know exactly what's the milliamps on the battery compared to the Vipers, but this one feels a little bit more reliable. So the Viper V3 Pro now has 5 points and the GPX has only 2. And talking about the shape now of these mice is personal preference. There are claw grippers, for example, that will be comfortable with the Viper, and there are palm grippers that will take the GPX2. So let's move on to the sensor reliability. Well, this is a really interesting topic because the sensor of the Viper V3 Pro was the best, but then Logitech came with an update in late 2024 in the last few months where they introduced 8K polling rate. This mouse only came with 2K, then they updated it to 4K, then 8K in the latest firmware. And not just that, they also updated the DPI and the IPS and these little stats in here. And based on some Reddit benchmarks of latency testers, GPX actually has slightly better results than the Viper V3 Pro when it comes to latency on 4K. Not 8K because it's not consistent on all mice. Very to differ between people that do these benchmarks. I would leave it a tie on the sensor, to be honest. I wouldn't give to any of these mice points. I would not give my opinion about the sensor of which one is better because they feel good. They both feel the same. One thing I wish I could turn off is motion sync on the Viper V3 Pro. Unfortunately, it's not an option to turn off. And by the way, the Hero doesn't even have motion sync. Viper V3 Pro wins by 5 points and the GPX only has 2 points, and it obviously loses the debate. And now let's compare the prices. They're kind of the same, $140, $120. Sometimes they go on sale, but they're overall the same price, with the Logitech being slightly lower in these sales and deals. So in my opinion, the only people that should buy the GPX2 are the palm grippers who have been using Logitech for years and they cannot really claw grip a mouse or get used to a different shape, used to this specific shape. This is the only reason why you should buy this mouse, because the Viper V3 Pro unfortunately wins in a lot of stuff. If you want this shape, that's the only reason why you should buy it. But if you want better specs, better weight, better blah blah blah, clicks and everything, just get the Viper V3 Pro. And if you have watched until this part of the video and you want to support me, all you can do is like and subscribe. Nothing else. Easy and free to do. Thank you very much and have a good day.